Hello and welcome to Roll to One. I am Jaden Arnold. I've been playing way too much Baldur's Gate 3, so I'm going to probably tell them the DCs of the checks before they make the rolls. And the stakes are higher, and the game goes into space eventually. So hang around, enjoy what is tonight's episode of Orbit 21. Hey, all right, give me a second. There we go. Oh, yeah. Music. All right. The group reflected on their day before retiring for the night. The next morning, they set out together to confront Tobin Kell. Upon reaching the Red Plains Tech Hub, they found it in shambles within the junkyard. Outside, they confronted a horde of robots. Tobin and the murder bot he had promised to pit them against. They battled the first 8 task bots almost identical to Scott, but quickly realized that the murderbot was a threat beyond their expectations. Fearful, Scott tried to hack the murderbot. However, Tobin activated it prematurely, knocking Scott to the ground. And he almost died. But the fight was intense, and they were on the verge of defeat. The murderbot, having learned the strategic advantage of higher ground, crushed its creator before being subdued by the group. Now, a robot lay in shambles. A puddle of Tobin Kell exists before you.
Oh no.
And you are now here. What?
I can't believe I'm saying this out of character. I can't believe we let him die. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, he's for sure dead.
It's not so much that we let him
forgot
die.
it.
It's just that the consequences of his creation.
Well,
Mistakes
I mean,
were made.
yeah,
So,
let's go with that one. Mistakes were made.
and just to summarize, we did level up, so we're all now level 4, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I did
Okay.
that off
Okay.
camera.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yep.
Right, leveling up is such an obnoxious process in Dungeons & Dragons.
It takes a while. All right. So,
Indeed.
so we're all just surrounding the remains of the robot.
Reflecting on what our lives have become.
Yes.
Well,
All right.
Some of us.
So you look around before you. Again, you're in the junkyard. Tobin Kell, the puddle, is there before you. A lot of crushed crap
Yeah.
in front of him. However, it's plain sight. You see in front of you, he's got like a key, like a little key fob looking thing. It's like if you took a circle and then extended a rectangle on the outside of it. It's about the size of your thumb, and it like kind of the little end has a faint light right in the center of this circle, like the Incredibles symbol, essentially.
Okay. Yeah.
Joe Thor is going to go up to it and pick it up and just kind of see what it is.
Go ahead and make a technology check.
Let's see. Tech is plus 22.
22. Okay, so you see before you, this is a key.
Mm-hmm.
This is a key that would activate some sort of a futuristic chest. This is the only one of its make. Yes, you understand.
Is it blue?
The chest?
The key.
The key? No, it's like a little white key with a little like colored light.
So it opens the white chest.
Yeah, like a video game. I will say though that these types of keys are, you would know this, these types of keys are programmed keys. So you could potentially use this key if you could find the code of a future doorway or a similar type chest. This key could be hacked into long term. Okay. But for now, it's currently programmed to some sort of chest, or door or building or something similar. Obviously, you know it's a chest because it's a chest in the sense of like dungeon crawling D&D style. You know that this would open on oftentimes individual storage units.
Okay. That's much more futurist.
Now, why do you know that?
I know that because I've seen a very similar technology on in Nimbus, my hometown, on Jupiter. I assume this is not a uncommon piece of technology.
Have you used them?
Yes, I've probably used something very similar to it, if not the exact type of technology for my own storage thing, since I have done a lot of kind of inventing that. I had my own lab at.
I meant to tell you the technology check. What did you roll? My bad. I'm learning this game.
Yeah. I rolled a 20. I rolled a 15 plus 7 for technology. So
I was gonna say this was like an actually easy thing to recognize. It's gonna be DC 10. So you definitely busted our scale. So now I'm gonna ask you, with the ultimate success that you just achieved, is there any added benefit to the fact that you have this key before you, or do you actually have one as well?
I do not have one on me just because when I had to leave Nimbus, I only took what I absolutely needed, and anything else I left with my family back on Nimbus. So added benefit. I guess. So you said that it can be used for a variety of things, but we know it's for a chest, right?
Yeah, it can be used for a variety of things. You're assuming it's used for personal storage.
Yeah.
Does this key have any added benefit because of your ultimate success? Can you think of anything else that you could use this key for or something similar?
I can probably use it in the future to help start other potentially use it as a skeleton key to hack into other things in the future.
So I will say that going forward, you have an extreme familiarity with this type of key.
What's
so
it
if I bring it
called?
up again, you are very familiar with these keys.
What's it
Gotcha.
called? What's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
name?
Yeah, what is it called? Yeah.
Oh, the type of key.
Like I know what it's called. It's got a bunch of
What's the jargon?
lines. But yeah, what do people call it?
Those in the know.
Or monkeys. What do monkeys call it?
Oh, stop it.
I'm a simian. Thank you very much. Not a monkey. There's a difference. It's going to be an SSK.
An SSK.
It's a self-storage key.
Self-storage key.
Nice.
All right, the SSK has been invented.
Invented.
I came up with it on the spot.
Put it in the codex.
SSK or the SK. Okay, so you have the SK. Now, what do you do with it? The SSK. Yes.
I'm just going to kind of hold on to it right now because I
Hold up and push the button. See if you can hear it. Boop, boop.
Okay, yeah. I assume that there's some sort of button
So
on
there's
it?
like a
Yeah.
colored
Is
light
that-
on the
yeah.
end of
Is
this
that how it
white
works?
circle.
So I will kind of just press around on it and see if...
But is that how it works?
You have an intimate knowledge of this key. How does it work?
Is it like a
Yeah.
key fob?
Yeah, so...
Where did our
so with the SSK, there's going to be a couple buttons on it. There's one button that you can press to help locate things, and then another button that you will press when you're trying to open something that is to indicate that you are actually opening it. So,
Okay, so-
I'll press the first button.
You press the first button. The buttons are in two. There's one button on top, one button on the bottom, and they make the circle. Now you press the first button, and of course it begins to vibrate. You know, of course, instinctively to let go. As you let go, the key hovers in place, and it begins to track itself towards its destination, hovering in that direction.
Gotcha.
Can you use it like a hoverboard?
No,
Too
it's
small.
about this big, size of your thumb.
It doesn't tell you how much it can hold, though.
He can tell you how much it can hold.
He might.
Not the weight of a
You.
medium character.
It is not an immovable rod. We will get to that. You know what I'm talking about? Actually, that's such a sci-fi item. You know what I mean?
All right,
That's
so
like the arrow from
Yes.
Lock
Sure.
that in with my SSK.
I will just kind of follow it, kind of see.
So yeah, it begins to move into the Red Plains Tech Hub. It kind of goes deep, 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 as it gets closer to its destination. And finally, there's like a, and it just stays in one place, and you see before you this large, like
Chest.
yeah, like a military-looking chest with the kind of double locks, and it's all closed like a rifle case.
the loot crate.
Yeah, like a loot crate.
Yeah. Okay. So
Locks. How military.
if it's just hovering there, I'll know just to grab it, and then I'll press the other button and put it onto this loot crate, and it will. I assume it's gonna unlock without any difficulty, and just kind of boop, and pops open, and then I'll open it up.
All right, so the inside is
Get away.
So on the inside is a jetpack. You see it neatly folded into a cube as its sort of backside cylinders fold over. They're kind of squarish over the central modem in the middle.
Okay.
Right, so it would unfold outward, and then the middle would extend Jango Fett style.
Ooh, it's
Okay.
a foldable jetpack.
Ooh,
Future.
okay.
And then, yeah, of course. And then a kind of a not box shaped. It's like a box with all the corners cut, right? And it's, well, you would know this to be a relay station.
Okay.
It sends out a signal, and it's all four of its corners. Sorry, 8 corners are emitting some sort of signal.
My box that has 8 corners.
Is that an octagonal prism?
No, remember, so it's like a cube
No.
with its corners cut. So
said
yes,
8
I guess.
sides.
I guess, yeah. So yeah.
Or is it just like a stylized box?
It's a stylized box.
The artist just kind of didn't. Yeah.
I don't know, it's kind of lazy.
Beveled
artist,
corners.
you know.
It's fine.
It's how they look.
Are they far away from the original location?
Yeah, they went inside the building.
Okay, so we all just probably.
I mean, you don't have to follow.
Okay, well, I want to go
I
and
follow.
like stick my hand in the guts of this thing we just killed. And
The
Yeah,
robot?
So
Yeah.
Tobin.
Tobin's
Tobin's a
puddle.
He's indeed a
All
puddle.
right, Tank.
You use the word guts.
Yeah,
Tobin's
so,
more of a
So
skid
you go
mark.
over to the guts of the robot. You fiddle through some wiring. And what are you looking for?
I'm looking for an interface.
Interface. An
access it.
interface you do not find. However, go ahead and roll a technology check.
And what is
And
the
the
DC?
DC is going to be.
There's a joke
That's
there.
a good. Thank you. The DC is going to be 20.
Oh boy.
This is a hard thing to do.
Because it's, broken up and stuff.
That
I'll
calls
just
for the
say,
large dice.
because
Ooh.
you are in fact a robot, I'm going to say the DC is 18.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Congratulations on being a robot.
Here we go. 15. Oh wait.
Plus.
What am I?
Plus tech.
Plus
Plus tech.
Plus where's my tech? It's been a minute, guys. I'm sorry.
Understood.
No, you're good.
Understood.
Plus, dude, it would have been a 20.
Whoa. Okay. So
Is it
you-
a 20?
It's a dirty 20.
Okay.
Nice. So it beats the DC. So you move in through its kind of central modem, and your arm is almost extending into it like it's Kermit the Frog, as you have your hand where its head should be, and you feel this kind of where all of the wires converge on a central brain-like structure. You find a spheroid that has extended tubing everywhere.
Yeah, those are my frog
You're in
legs.
the moment now where you realize you could probably pull it out. You'd break it, not the item in the center, but you'd remove any further use of this robot in the future.
Oh, so it's not that
So you're,
badly
so you're
damaged.
either going, yeah. Well, I mean, you guys
The-
just beat it to a pulp.
The
It didn't, like-
the internals seem to be okay.
yeah. So you could
I did
either
blow at least one hole in
I'm
it.
giving you the choice because of your
Yeah.
pretty good success.
Yeah.
You're able to either salvage the robot, or you could take what would be its improved logic unit.
And run.
You know, I'm gonna try and salvage it.
Okay.
Can I slave it to obey me?
So you feel around on the inside, and you feel what feels like a smooth, kind of perfectly smooth part of it. And you know that that's going to be like a barcode.
Yeah.
That's been kind of put there. You take your eye, and you just, like, you bring your arm out, you take your eye, and you just,
Oh, like Mr. Potato Head.
and you put it inside, and you now have a clear view of this barcode.
That's better.
And as you look at this barcode, because there's nothing but
Scott's
tubes
giving
and
a
metal,
colonoscopy?
right? And you see this kind of barcode, and I won't tell you, but you have the code to interface with this robot. Now, for you, that has a few implications. You could occupy this robot and sentry yourself, or you could sentry this robot and occupy yourself. Because it does indeed.
Say that one more time.
So you could sentry this robot and move as yourself, or you could occupy this robot and sentry yourself.
So stationary. is what you're
Meaning,
saying.
remember when you occupied yourself in the last episode, 2 episodes ago or
Right,
something?
right, yeah.
Now,
When you say sentry, though, is that
you just sit.
it just sits
You
there?
just sit down.
Okay. Can I? So that's good to know. Can I?
Because you've done similar things before. This you didn't realize until you saw the barcode that this is exactly what you encountered previously.
That's really cool to know. Actually, that I can do that. So
You can interact in this way with any Scottbot.
this is a Scottbot.
I'm modified.
I mean,
Modified.
it's
It was.
It
used to be.
a bunch of
Parts of
Scottbots.
it were Scottbots.
I like that. Can I access its black box or anything?
Like you're looking for memory.
Yeah, like any kind of intel.
Oh,
that,
everything it learned in the battle?
Yeah, anything it learned in the battle, or any kind of leftover junk data that our little dead friend may have left in it.
Hey, no data's junk.
All right.
Trust me.
You
There's some ones and zeros.
you recognize in this moment that from a meta perspective, this is going to be a bit like Speak with Dead the spell.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
That's great.
So I'm going to give you the Speak with Dead spell in this moment
Okay. Cool.
so that you will be under its same restrictions,
Okay.
right? So I think that kind of,
Careful not
My
to ask
D- that's my
more than
D&D
3
answer.
questions.
right?
I think it was
So the way that it works,
5?
you grant the semblance of life to intelligence to a corpse of your choice within range, allowing it to answer the questions you pose. The robot here
You partially
still
boot up the
has
robot.
it's able to talk here, and until this, basically you're going to ask 5 questions.
You may query
It
the
only
robot.
knows what it knew in life, including the languages it knew, so it knows whatever.
What's in
It's
its memory?
brief, cryptic, repetitive, no compulsion to answer the truth. Now, mind you, it's a robot, so it's going to have its own sort of response to this. But basically, long story
And
short, you have
encryption.
5 questions. 5 questions, and I will give you 5 answers. Do with them what you will.
That works really well for a robot.
I know. Now, I will say, as in this moment, you hear ask your questions as you guys are all in the building.
Yeah.
So you are able to come out and participate should you want to. But I will say you get 2 questions off before they enter the space.
Okay.
Well, I think. Are you still there?
No, I think you came in with us, didn't you?
Because you made a comment with them.
Speak now or forever be in the building.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's in the building
We just
with
left
you
Scott.
3. I'm assuming you're going to come out for this because it's kind of fun.
Yes.
If not, you're welcome to continue to explore the
Totally
facility.
Heard the robot.
Yeah,
Probably nothing.
I'll come out and
that
be
the
worried.
wind?
And be like, oh no, is the
Definitely the
robot
sound
coming?
that winds make.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll be coming out, just kind of tense. Like, is the robot reactivating?
Yeah, that's fair.
We'll stick our heads around the corner, comedy style.
All right, so let's go ahead and ask your first 2 questions before we get to the potential interruption.
Joe Thor's on the bottom.
Who was the person that modified you affiliated with?
Okay, so you ask that question and you get this sort of playback in your head because you're plugged into this thing.
Right.
And this playback says, you see Tobin Kell in this moment. You see this young billionaire tycoon kid, this prodigy, and he's sort of piecing together 2 halves of a head, and you see one eye comes together and the other eye comes together, and then you have full constructed vision. So now you're perceiving Tobin. You hear him kind of mutter to himself, and the answer pops out at you. And you understand him to be directly affiliated with the Red Plains Tech Hub.
Okay.
And in this moment, you hear kind of in your mind that this is not the only Red Plains Tech Hub. Red Plains is now, as you understand it, not signifying a location, but a chain.
Okay.
Right? The McDonald's here is not the McDonald's there.
You beat me to it. Franchising.
Yes. Yes. Tobin Kell made his money through franchising.
Okay.
Question 1.
Gosh, I want to ask like a meta question, but I know that's
Try me.
That's
Shouldn't.
dumb.
Try me.
Was he the one who was talking to? No, like he didn't talk to anyone else on the ship
yeah.
in the very
Robot would
beginning.
definitely
yeah,
not know
the
that.
robot.
No, he would not know that information. But that's a really fun question.
Well, it was going to inform my next question.
Oh, I
was
see.
like, did we notice him talking to anyone other than us on that ship?
You notice that he talked to people, but I will say that you do not have an improved logic unit and are unable to recall that information.
Fair enough. All right. I'm going to say.
Plus, everyone's talking to everybody, so you have to be pretty sharp memory.
I'll say there's still a memory blockage that is sort of eating away at your past as you live. So you're unable to recall that far back right now. I mean, yeah, you can, but not to the degree that you want to.
Should there be any more like you, where would they be?
It almost answers in a way that says in front of me, and then everywhere, and then anywhere.
Well, that's useful.
Well,
I mean, I
understand
get part of it, but I'm like, oh, okay.
I get it.
But could you narrow it down?
That's the answer to question number 2. So
Sure.
the three of you now
All right,
see as Scott is interfacing, Scott is sort of in a mental trance, but you do hear the out loud responses of these in a sort of, not a code, but like it's enough that you are able to piece together what's going on.
Right.
You're hearing the language out loud,
Yeah.
not in zeros and ones, but in a codified understanding way that you're able to process
Right.
in this moment.
And we recognize that the robot is still no threat, and
Can we hear the Matrix?
The robot is. You understand that
think
the
you see the
you
Matrix.
see this, and you
Right.
have an understanding of Scott. Go ahead and make a technology check with a DC of 25.
Scotch.
whoa, so close. 23.
So you partially. Remember, I was in
Yeah.
5 below. You partially have some grasp of what's going on. Do you want me to give you something interesting, relevant, or helpful?
Interesting.
Yeah. Let's go something interesting.
Something interesting. The robot that you see before you has more in common with an AI than with standard protocol.
Okay.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Now,
Okay.
which robot? That would have been relevant. Sorry.
Yeah. No. That's fair. So
you're
robot
seeing-
has more in
you're
common
seeing
with
an
the
intelligent
AI
conversation.
than standard.
Yeah, you're seeing a
robot.
conversation of intelligence.
Am I so entranced that I don't notice them?
No, you absolutely notice them.
Okay. And as soon as they enter my view, and I see them not immediately feeling at ease, can I just say, not to worry, I am merely interrogating the remains of the robot.
All right. Continue.
3 more questions.
I have 3 more attempts. Is there any information that you would wish to know?
No.
I said it to them.
The robot, question number 3, has been used.
2 attempts. This is just like the movie.
They do it like DMs do it. It's not. It's, we did it first.
This is too much pressure. What kind of questions do we want to ask?
But you see this like large head, this rusted body, staring back at a purple and white man bot,
Yeah.
staring at the like it's like cradling a corpse like you would a dying friend.
I hurt myself.
This is just sad.
Kind of. Yeah.
Let's see. This is so. If I ask a question, is the robot going to answer, or does Scott have to answer the
Probably have
question?
to ask, but that's fine.
If you ask a question out loud into the ether, it seems the robot will respond.
Okay, gotcha.
As demonstrated by, I think you guys would have may have been made aware in game by my
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
my
All right.
blunder.
I will ask one question, and then I'll let Zane. What other security protocols are at this facility that we need to be worried about?
Scott is kind of the mouthpiece for this robot, this entity, processing the data. Scott's been regurgitating kind of the processes that were zeros and ones out loud. So Scott sort of says in this way that the facility has been shut down. This facility has been condemned. It seems that no one will be made aware of what has gone on today,
Okay.
unless and
Yeah.
then the robot stops.
Right.
No.
You're allowed to say unless what? I mean, that's a depends on if that's a relevant question for you or not.
That's also the last one we
This
have.
is your last
The
question.
last question. Well, it's not like this is a wealth of information either.
No, it lived a very short life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Short, full life.
It didn't even live really. It's a plant.
What parts are left of you that would be most useful to salvage?
You
Good question.
instantly recall a very much living Tobin Kell screaming from the top of a kind of outcropping building that says,
I do.
I will give you, I will improve your logic unit, and then the robot turns off and can no longer be spoken to in this way.
I immediately
Just yank the thing out. Yeah. So like
You ripped the still beating heart.
yeah, like the
Not being-
GLaDOS potato. This fusion of technology is now in your hand,
We get some sparks and some.
and you hear
some
this
popping
like,
sounds. Yeah.
and like goes through, and then almost in your hand, Scott, your mind, you hear. But nobody else does.
brains don't have a heartbeat.
Brains don't have heartbeats.
Just the rest of the game. That's all he hears.
I observe it. I look at it in my hand. My hand rotates like 360 degrees as I get a
Yes.
good look at it. And then I look over at Job Thor. It's logic unit.
Yes, that would be a logic unit, and that looks like something that we may be able to put into you. You were saying that you were having memory issues at one point, correct?
He is?
I would like very much to steady this, but I am unable to for as effectively as I would like to.
Okay.
You seem capable. Would
Well-
you mind taking a look?
I'll grab it and I will just study it, and I'll kind of look between it and Scott, and I'll be like, well, I don't know what all is going on up in your head there, Scott, both literally and figuratively. But based on the size, this looks like something that we may be able to install on you. If this is a higher logic processor than the one you currently have, it may benefit you.
What's to say it doesn't have a virus?
That is a great point, and that is definitely something that with my data pad I could do a quick scan for. And my guess is that if it did, Scott's internal defenses, based on all the modifications, might be able to overcome it if one were to be there.
But what would be the point of that? I mean, the guy would have put it there. He's up there.
He's up
What's
there.
left,
He's a little
anyway.
bit down there. He's
Yeah.
kind of.
Want to make soup?
He was. Yes, he is. Soup.
I believe the soup has been made.
It's in bad
So,
taste.
DM, how long would it take for me to exchange out these logic processors?
Yeah, so basically this would be like a graft in a way. Like it works in a way that basically you have to, it'd be like a really intensive process for him. It will require you to, basically 10 minutes
Okay.
for you to put it in him, but he then can't use it for 24 hours.
Oh.
Okay, just as it integrates into a system and all the nanobots are...
So it won't kick in, or I will be disabled for 24 hours.
Pardon me. Androids or robots can replace sections of their bodies with customized or improved components at ease. Technically, all three of you could input this logic unit in your head if you'd like to.
Really?
Nope.
But Scott currently obviously would take 10 minutes of work and be immediately accessible.
Oh.
Okay.
So it would take us 24
It would take you guys 24 hours to physically adjust to this grafted piece of material.
I'm assuming that's
Cool.
the same decision as like in today as like if you want to get a tattoo though. So it's not just like a It's
you're
like
switching
this
out
is a
your random
permanent
card,
change.
but
Right.
Sure.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
you could do it now while you
Yeah.
guys take like
For
a
us,
short
it would be a
rest.
tattoo.
yeah, so short rest.
For you, you could probably switch this out later.
Well,
I mean,
no,
Because you're an android.
I'm sure that I could, yeah. I think it would be beneficial for me to put this into Scott while you guys take a rest and maybe look to see if there's any other things that you want to scrounge up from the factory.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
All right. You guys go do what you need to do, and Scott, let's perform brain surgery.
I appreciate your help in this matter, and I do intend to build further trust between us. However, I would appreciate a witness.
Okay, that
I don't need to rest. I'm fine.
that is fair.
I'm physically fine. I'm fine.
How are you?
Would
You
he be
physically
a good
fine?
Would he be a good enough witness, even if he's him?
Are you technically proficient in any way?
It's a great question. It's a great question. Very meta question, but a good question nonetheless. Do you have proficiency in technology?
Do you technically proficient anyway?
I have
Other
a
than
plus
guns.
1 in technology.
So no.
I actually am proficient in tech. I'm actually proficient in technology.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. Okay.
yeah. He fixed the.
Yeah, he kicked it and
he
made it
fixed
work.
the paint.
Apparently not.
All right,
Some level of proficiency.
all right.
I can do some things.
Well.
Sometimes.
Kane, watch, and maybe learn.
So
Very well.
I'll ask you before you initiate this process. Do you intend to sabotage it in any way?
I do not intend to sabotage him in any way.
Okay.
Just-
nothing is noticed. Nothing is noticed.
I'm
nothing is
still
noticed.
rolling
For the
inside
viewers,
No!
there's been a lot of debate out of game.
I don't know how to set that DC yet.
It's I'm never planning on sabotaging that. Something else, maybe.
So you
that
augment
agreement you wrote.
You augment his intellect with an algorithmic processing unit. So Scott, you may want to write this down as you ingest the food of a lifetime. Hey man, dinner
And-
happens whenever.
Batteries, man.
Try not to do it ASMR style.
Well, we
No, yes.
we all work. We all have jobs.
Oh yeah, we're here for you as you are here for me and us. And thank you. Subscribe, like. All right. No, so you have advantage. I mean, yes, but you have advantage on intelligence checks to perform mathematical operations or solve logical dilemmas.
You're a supercomputer.
You are indeed a supercomputer. Now, in this moment, you also have the option to change your voice. Should you want to. Because you are both yourself and now more.
For Scotland.
For Scotland. I become Scott? No.
You become Kill Scott.
It is Scotland.
Scotland.
Scott the
That's
Killbot.
great. What's the native accent to Mars?
Mars
Majority
is,
population
So
accent.
Mars is actually majority American state.
I'm going to be my voice.
Okay, that's acceptable. That's acceptable. But I will say that part of the reason for that is that in the same way that AI is developing
Yeah.
to have a more natural cadence and a more natural sounding voice, and in which case this is all it takes for you.
Yeah, we'll just say it's like
Your language pattern, you can still do whatever voice you want,
it's like a TTS.
but your language pattern is now consistent. You're no longer like you're like not C3PO. You're just bam. Like it's coming out of you like you would hear any other android. that
Y'all
is
want to go to the
programmed
buggy?
for
Oh
that.
yeah, definitely Southern, 100%.
whatever you want.
cool. All
But
right.
I just like to think about it that like you wouldn't be like difficulty processing data. Like at this point, you've been given a unit that allows you to process mathematical logical functions to the degree that you are. Your speech pattern would like sound so much better.
All right.
I'm not
Never
saying you, I'm
telling
not saying
the
you
owl.
have to.
No,
but I'm
yeah.
saying that like why wouldn't you?
I think
And-
it's gonna, my default voice is now a Midwestern man, about 30,
It's fair.
in America.
It's good.
All right.
Is there a Midwest in England?
There probably is.
Oh, yeah,
There's a Middle East in Asia.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean,
There was a moment. There is a moment.
Yeah.
There's a moment in his head.
The voices.
You think, oh, I could just leave this key in here, and I could just, if I have another one, I could just access Scott at range, if I'd like to track this key, or
Like the SSK?
yeah,
Okay.
you could just
Do
you could just
resist
leave
the
it in
urge?
Scott if you want to have a permanent way of knowing where he is.
Just imagine next time he uses it.
There's
pull
like you're
Scott
like
to
putting
the-
it together, and you're like, maybe not like leave this key, but you're like, I have this SSK, I have this key, I could use it to track Scott. Scott could be my
find my phone.
lock.
Like an air tag.
You could
Yeah.
air tag Scott.
Or, oh, I left
Roll
my
a
dog at
d20
the
and
house.
add your evil.
Do you want to air tag Scott?
Yes, I will.
So go ahead and make a sleight of hand check. Go make a perception check. The DC is set by his sleight of hand check.
Okay, so let's see.
A sleight of hand or
So, yeah.
technology. It's your choice.
So technology,
There
100%.
you go. There you go.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I think
perception
that
or
passes.
investigation. I'll give you the option.
19, then technology 26.
Only 22.
All right, so that does not beat it by 5, so it wasn't spectacular. But I will say,
I might have an inkling.
you have an inkling.
I might. It's possible.
It's possible.
Did I see it?
Yeah.
It's like you noticed it, but not enough to say anything.
I think in this moment he's like,
Zoned out.
I think here's what I'll give you.
It probably wasn't that.
Here's what I'll give you.
It probably wasn't.
I could have done it faster. Is the first thought that goes through your head.
Okay. Hooking up the cables.
That's it. That's what I'm gonna give you.
I get the logic there. That's
Yeah,
good.
I could have done it faster. He's supposed to be the brains. I could have done it faster. That's what crosses your mind.
Yeah, fair.
Hooking up some cables.
Our first seed of doubt.
Dun, dun, dun.
I mean, honestly, though, like,
Just hooking up some cables.
it's only safe. Like your parents, when you have a teenager, is finding my
You
phone.
now
red
have a
to
teddy bear
red?
backpack. No.
Just red
just
to
a
red, blue to
retractable
blue,
leash.
white to
No.
white.
So let's get out of this junkyard.
But before we go, I'm going to just look around and just collect any items that I think might be useful.
Yeah,
like
I mean, absolutely, you
robot-
can do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You want to get some supplies to do your
Like twigs
craftsman
and
thing?
small
Yes,
rocks.
yes.
Absolutely.
I'm going to find some.
How universal?
Some
How universal is ammunition?
For plasma weaponry, very universal. For your current weaponry, not so much.
Got it.
So yeah, I'm just going to grab a bag, like a
do you
big,
have?
like duffel type bag, and just jam as much gear that I think might be
Ballistic.
useful.
Yeah,
Like just robotic parts.
yeah. I'm not gonna
bits
say
and
you're
pieces of
encumbered,
armor.
but like that's a lot.
Right, yeah.
So
Can I search all the other Scott bots for parts to repair my broken? I'm like at 9 HP.
So you guys need to take a short rest. Let's
Yeah.
just do that.
You're right. Okay.
I flavor it as I just
Yeah,
I
you
rip
have
parts
flavor
off.
wise, you're like hold it, sort of put your hand on the Scott bot. You see nanobots sort of just like move from them to you
that's right,
and
nanobots.
because your nanobots like begin to like repair you. Kinda how it
Nanomachines,
works.
son.
And the more you have, the quicker that process continues.
Right.
All right.
So while they do that, because Kane didn't actually get hurt,
Yeah. What do you do, Kane?
he's just about to die
What do you do?
in one shot.
Yeah, kind of.
I think I'm gonna, I guess, wander and roll a large investigation check of the entire building.
Yeah, I guess here's my question for you: is what exactly are you trying to glean?
Not glean.
Like, do you
Looking
you
around.
want to find something? That's an interesting proposition. All right, here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll
something
do. I'll
of
say
interest. Something
this is-
that sticks out.
I'll give you a DC 21 investigation check to find something interesting. Man, saying the DC like hurts.
I need to roll a
Does
20.
it?
It's well, not a bad way, but like it's just very.
Oh.
Oh, I gotta work out the other habit.
19.
Huh?
It's like brushing your teeth with the other.
Yeah. What'd you get?
19.
19. Okay. So, I guess I ask you, you think you get on this hallway, and you're in like a
I'm just gonna water.
you're in like a darker room because the lights are not on here.
Then I will make my own light.
How does that look?
Well, it's a little dark in here, so Kane just starts glowing. Looks more like it's coming out of the bones, actually. His bones are glowing.
So it's like Sky High. You ever seen Sky High?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's cool. That's awesome. Your bones begin to glow. You kind of hear.
Luckily, no one else is in the room. They'd be taking damage.
I guess the walls sort of echo back at you as you do this, like,
They're probably popping with radiation, actually.
and it's wild.
That's a Geiger counter.
And so you continue down this hallway, and you look to the left, and this room, I'll say with the 19, you walk by this room, and you look in, and you don't see anything because you don't really have dark vision. You barely catch a glimpse of what could be in there, what could be important, what could be special about this room, but it is colder than the rest of the.
I've got bright light for 10, dim light for 10 more.
Yeah, it's you don't
So-
you just catch. I mean, there's like it looks like bookshelves or big square, like a big cube, rectangular, spires kind of all throughout the room. You don't see any light emitting off of them, but this room's a little colder than the rest of the building, and you don't quite understand why this room would be important, or at least it doesn't cross your mind to the point where you're like, nothing's interesting about that room other than it's cold. And so
Is
you
the
feel
window open?
you feel no call to go in.
I
I'll
wouldn't
say.
feel the cold. But it looks cold.
But yeah, as you kind of walk away, you have that like, I should have opened that door. It was probably computers. But it's not enough in your mind to want to go back. That's your
why would I?
19 versus 21.
Fair.
Ooh.
Yep. All right.
So close.
So yeah, you found a computer room, but not enough importance for you to like notice it.
It's just computers.
I mean, it's the future. There's computers everywhere.
Yep.
All right.
You are a computer.
A walking computer.
Ewan,
Yeah.
you begin to hear in your kind of headset within your helmet this like crackling. What do you do? Long pause. Pregnant pause.
Are you able to help me?
He does not hear what you're talking about. So you're just sort of
Yeah.
asking him,
Huh?
are you able to help me?
Like, help you with what?
My helmet's making noise that I've not dealt with before. Is that something you can fix?
Probably. I feel like that's low priority, but yeah. I mean, what are you hearing? I mean, sometimes there is interference with the wavelengths. What are you hearing?
Do the noise again because I can't imitate that.
No, you can say I explain the interference
It's like
sound.
it's like a crackle and a fuzz.
Okay, and you said that you haven't heard this before.
No.
Is it jazz?
Does it sound like someone's trying to communicate with you, or are you listening in, or
I can't tell.
have you tried responding?
No.
Would you like to respond?
Sure.
No.
Okay.
The crackling is continuing throughout this conversation. And as soon as Kane comes back, like into view, out of the hallway, he stops glowing, and the fuzzing sound in your ears stop.
Do I notice this?
No,
Yes,
because
you
I would have stopped before I got into sight because
I'll say
that part of the building's fine.
I'll say you go ahead and just give me a general wisdom check. Roll and add your wisdom modifier. The DC is going to be, what is your wisdom modifier?
So
Plus
up top.
+1.
Yeah,
Go ahead and I'll make a DC 10.
because I've used a lot of radiation in front of you.
7.
Yeah. Kane's gone. Crosses your mind, but can't make the connection.
All right.
So it just stopped.
It stops.
You hearing it? You still hear it?
No.
All right. Well, I mean, if it comes back, let me know. But as amazing as tech can be, things happen.
It's great when it works.
It's great when it works, and when it doesn't, it's less so.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I? Is there? So this is a producing Scott bots. This factory,
Yes.
It was.
and there's still like a million of them on the assembly line.
Yeah, they're all. I mean, the assembly line is off. If you remember when you arrived, it was a disheveled location.
Do I have to like go up and touch each one to transfer my consciousness?
So yeah, you have to transfer your consciousness intentionally to a scout bot.
But like, do I have to go up and like
Yeah, you have to
touch
it.
tap? I can't remote.
No, you cannot remote as of right now.
Yeah. They also don't have your logic unit.
Well, so I would be limited in my capabilities, but
You'd be back on square one.
all right. I'll save my idea for another time when I'm.
Well, it's
more
fine. I mean,
leveled-
obviously
more
there are
leveled
more
up.
Red Plains tech hubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we found that out.
All right.
So
You found that out.
So with this short rest, while we're doing anything, do we gain HP?
Yeah. So you're gonna
Okay.
roll your dice, your hit dice.
What is this for hit dice?
Your hit dice.
Yeah.
And then
Roll
you
up
gain
to that.
Yeah, up to that amount, up to your level worth.
So just take a couple D10s.
D10. Okay.
Yeah.
Take a D10. Roll
Where
it
to
a couple
next,
times.
so I can mentally prep.
we've already searched this place basically.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Back
Plus.
to the
Yeah.
back to Wait.
Well, you can go to the Somnorium, but the Somnorium is only in the evening. You're gonna so basically you have. I mean, I can sort of tell you if you want me to be mentally reminded. You obviously have the SMC, which is the Solaria Medical Center.
You have 4.
Okay.
You have the Mars Radiological Institute. You could go and visit again. Obviously, that's where you sign
One
the
per level.
non-disclosure.
One per
There's the
level.
Vanguard Armory. Pardon me, to perform the Gauntlet. And then, of course, there's back to the Somnorium Lounge, or you can go to the ORB 3 on Mars, which is the operational radio base or military strategic location.
So, so Ewan, we said that we were going to go back to and do that gauntlet thing, right?
Yes.
All right. Well,
I will say the Gauntlet will take quite a bit of time. Meta, you understand that if you want to accomplish things that may not be as intensive in this current
Times 4.
hour, you're welcome to go there. But I will say we will have to bleed into the next episode if you do start that. So
Okay,
it's
so
just
maybe-
something. It's just something to think about, just from a purely
Right.
The Gauntlet's a
entertainment
gauntlet? Is that what you're saying?
standpoint. What?
Gauntlet's a gauntlet?
I'm saying
Yes,
yeah,
the
the Gauntlet
gauntlet's-
is a gauntlet. But I'm saying if you hold off till next episode, I may be able to fill it in the whole thing.
Gotcha,
And then
okay.
the people can be happy that they don't have to wait a month or week or however long these come out now.
So, in D&D, that it's meta gaming. Is this meta show running?
it's called directing.
Meta direct. I mean, like, yeah.
okay.
I think so. I don't know. I'm sort of just being more verbal with my thoughts.
We've
now.
broken like 8 walls at this point.
There are no walls. We are in a room without walls.
I thought you were going to say
All
only
right.
doors.
So,
What about the operational radio base? There might be more to discover.
or we could go to the medical research place. I don't know.
The Somnorium?
No. So
There was
the-
another, there was another
the-
place. Another place
out of
to
character.
go.
the doctor that approached Kane.
Someone said something about maybe they could fix me. Maybe.
Hopefully not like a dog.
That would be quite the feat if someone could fix you. Though to say you're broken may not be correct.
I don't think that's what they meant, Ewan.
That's what I would say.
So, what do you guys think? Should we go to the orb, or should we go to medical?
Somnorium's the medical place, right?
No,
No,
Somnorium's
it's the
the
hotel.
It's the
Yeah,
hotel.
that's our
It's
old
the hotel with
place.
your
With the dancing girl?
With the
pods,
dream.
with
When
the
you,
dream, the
when you
dancing
put the
woman.
hit on the one guy that we've not met yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
Well,
Did not forget about
if
that.
he's in need of medical assistance, we should probably go to the medical center place.
Agreed. Kane,
Good idea.
is that something that you want to do?
We might as well try. It's probably not going to work just like all the others, but
Oh,
I suppose hope
You-
springs eternal.
yeah. Never take hope away from someone. It may be all they have left.
For some of us it is.
All right. Well, everyone good to go? Everyone got
Yeah.
everything that they needed from here? Hopefully we don't have to come back, but this place is kind of a dump and kind of seems abandoned, so we might be able to come back if need be.
So just so that we're processing, this Red Plains Tech Hub is on the low road, right? You look up to the high road as you see at the top of this hill, this verdant green area. You see I would call it cliche. The glass is the majority of the walls, white, crystal clear. You can almost see people working in it from where you are.
Okay.
You see a statue in the front that is basically 2 pillars, differing angles, and then connected by a central glass, kind of like thick glass, that says Solaria Medical Center. Like SMC in a way, as the little letters kind of trail off to the side. The white pillars,
So we've already flashed there?
yeah,
Okay.
there's no need to travel.
Travel.
Yet.
Making sure there's nothing happened when we left the place.
No, this
that we
is
just
as far as like
destroyed.
starting locations go. This is a relatively safe place. If you remember the Vanguard Armory, we even talked about how there were in alleyways. You would go, and then there would be a guard. Like you would go. It's like over guarded, if you remember.
Very clean, very
Right now, I can't say that's true about
totalitarian.
farther away planets like Pluto or
Right.
the like. So things will change. However, for now, you can assume that travel is safe. So you approach this kind of building. It's this upward path that gets to. It's not really a front door because it's open, and you can sort of approach, look in the room if you'd like to. You can imagine that you will. If you want to walk up to something, I'm willing to negotiate. But for now, are you looking for anyone in particular?
What was her name? I don't remember.
I'll walk up to the front desk.
Someone.
Okay, so you go up to the front desk, and you see there's someone there who looks up at you, and white coat, slick back hair, kind eyes, and she looks up at you. Can I help you?
Hello, yes. I believe my friend here is in need of medical assistance.
We are not a hospital. And she looks back down.
I look back. I make eye contact with... what's your character's name? Kane.
That's okay.
I'm like, where's the name tag?
Only like the guy who killed somebody in like the beginning of time.
That's, oh, what? Oh, shoot.
Cain, Abel.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He was. Yeah.
Can you call yourself a Christian?
Ooh, what is happening? What is happening?
Now, that wasn't very Christian.
I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
I ask for your forgiveness.
I'm done.
Only because I'm a Christian.
Are you able
Wow.
to do it?
Are you able?
Well,
Let it roll.
Oh, that was
the cringe
good.
time.
That's good. I want to throw this inspiration at you.
Do it. I'll
I
take
won't.
it.
I do not reward comedy. Only good role play.
Okay, fair.
I'll walk,
Anywho,
You'd be dishing them out.
back,
I know.
back to
I'll walk up to there. Like, I was told to come here by someone.
Yes. What's your name?
Kane Carson.
Okay. Hi. She stands up. She says, I'm Madison Lamb. It's a pleasure. Yeah, I know who that is in real life, but you just gotta make names happen.
that works.
Can I help? Yes, sir. And she like takes your handshake and then looks down and then immediately like takes a little pump of whatever is nearby, like wipes it
Hand
off,
sanitizer.
and she's like, and she like takes a little thing out of her hand and like waves it over and goes, "Oh, good, non-lethal."
I'm looking at my own hand now.
Yes, we're familiar with your condition, Mr. Carson. Are you looking for Miss Solara
Probably.
of the Solaria Medical Center?
Probably.
Yes, she's
Sure.
actually in the middle of a surgery. Would you like to? I guess you have your way with the facility before we get her. She should be done here in, I guess, a couple minutes.
I'll look back.
Yeah, we can wait for Miss Madame Solar.
Okay.
Solara.
So yeah, Solara. Sorry.
Yes, that's fine with me, too.
I'll make it wait. It's fine.
Okay.
I guess that's
Then there are some magazines.
They don't have the little toy things that you'd go to. And
No, it's
Is that what it is in the future?
It's
Here's
not a
what it is in
hospital.
real life, guys. it is a what it looks like a stack of like half circle little like I guess mirror shaped devices that sit in this little square box, sort of like you would plug in these little things, and then above it is like a glass kind of dome, and you can basically pull it out, and it will read like a Kindle essentially.
Gotcha.
But they're all old.
It's dated for sure. Technologically, we're past the point. We can touch holograms.
I'm not gonna be too interested with all that. I'm just gonna start looking at all the stuff that I brought in my bag, which I still have.
Kane will start reading the old magazines.
Okay, you start reading the old magazines. What are you looking for? Looking for the the latest?
It's a waiting room. You take what you.
Well, I know, but I'll say you have infinite access
What are my
to
choices?
the internet at this point. It's an iPad, basically. Are you looking for anything? Would you like some inside information into the world at large, or are you just trying to figure out what you would do?
Trying to kill time.
Okay,
What do
he
I-
kills
what do I
time,
find?
we'll say.
What do I find?
Flappy
Do
Bird.
nothing. Got it.
It is an old lost thing in our society.
It's the only thing that brings me joy.
It's history. I'll get to you guys. What do you do over there, Ewan?
I'm looking at a magazine about when Taylor Swift became the world's cruelest dictator.
See, she ruled part of America for a while until it fled to Mars.
Yeah, fled.
The little bits of us.
No, but I will say, go ahead and just give me an overall history check as you look over the history of pop stars.
No bonus or no?
History. So there's a
I'm
skill
looking.
check. Yeah, you're good.
So it's intelligence.
6.
6. So in one ear and out the other, it seems, or in your eyes and doesn't process. Long story short,
History's for the
you
weak.
are reading and you find yourself reading the same page over and over again. And you're like, gosh, I hated school. No wonder I'm a soldier. And that's what you do.
This is what reading does
so, Scott, Scott, what are you looking about at for?
I'm kind of just staying in the same vicinity as Kane.
Okay.
I'm very observant. Is there anything? Do I observe anything?
Just go ahead and roll a perception check and just tell me what it is. And should a DC be met, you can alert the room.
Okay. And I'm going to use shout out cheese dice. So thank you.
That's what the
Allie.
moon's made of.
Yes.
We're on Mars.
Mars has moons.
Luna.
So
I-
that is going to be a 9 plus. What's perception?
Wisdom.
Actually, I could just use
Plus
your passive.
wisdom.
What's your passive perception?
Oh, passive is Jeez, I haven't played in a minute. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Ross, help.
It's 10 plus perception.
So 10 plus perception. So
Okay.
10.
It's not
10.
medical enough.
This is my song I choose.
Wait, did I just not write down my perception?
For a
Passive perception.
medical center?
Yep.
It's
Oh, yeah, 'cause it's
Hospital.
plus
We've been over
0.
this.
So
yeah.
10, yeah.
Yeah. So 10.
10. Okay, so yeah, basically what you roll, it's fine. If I were to say a DC 10 perception check, which I very probably won't, but like,
Well, now I know where it's at.
yeah, bet. All right. So that I will say, effectively, your passive perception is like the lowest perception that you can kind of roll. Basically, is like kind of how I'm gonna process it because I really don't think that. Like, you can't, like, nat 1 a perception check. Like, you get a fly in your eyeball. Like, that's silly. So, that's what you're looking about. What are you doing, Joe Thor?
Like I said, I'm going through the bag of parts that I absconded with from the factory, just kind of theorizing how, just reflecting on all of the battles that we've had over the last couple days in game, and just be like, I really need to make sure that I can survive whatever's coming up.
Would you like to, I guess I'll ask you this question. Would you like to follow the inspiration or let it pass?
I will follow the inspiration.
Okay, so as you take this little small pieces and parts together, your hands, you have these kind of circle repulsor-esque things in your hand that kind of allow you to channel electricity from your backpack,
Right.
right? And all these metal parts, like magneto, begin to float in your hand amidst the electricity. And you assemble them 3 or 4 different ways, like a Lego creation set. As you sort of assemble a bird, as you sort of assemble a holster, as you sort of assemble a little picturesque version of yourself. And then the parts go back to normal. And you can sort of theorize that you could, given a large enough power source, assemble metallic ruin with the level of energy that you're able to produce.
What did you say? Metallic ruin?
Like, you could take a fallen structure and reassemble it Lego style with your energy from your repulsors. Given enough energy.
Right.
Can you smash the
Yeah.
builder there? What's happening?
Yeah. Okay.
So you
Okay.
kind of theorize in this moment that creation is a bit easier than
Just
you
the
had
other
previously.
half of destruction.
It's like holding B, in Lego.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you given enough power, could potentially move a building.
Or rule the world.
It has to be plugged into something mighty powerful.
Yes.
world.
Yeah, my power cell cannot currently do much
Okay.
comparatively.
So
Scott.
you see a woman who comes out. She's, I described her previously, but basically slick, tight, white lab coat, different woman this time. But this woman's far more gentle. It's visible in the way she looks at you. Her hand's dainty, and she pulls off these blue gloves and looks at you guys, but specifically looks at Kane and says, "Oh, it's great to see you again. Hi, Nina Solaria Medical Center. I am very excited you have come. Are you looking for something in particular other than maybe advice?"
Am I? What do you have?
Follow me. She walks over to a doorway that has kind of a keypad next to it. She pulls off, swipes, and then the doorway slides open, and you guys walk over a hallway. She says, "Please do not look left and right for your own sanity. Do any of you look left and right as you pass doorways that are either open with like porthole style viewing spots? Do you look left and right as you travel down this hallway?"
Am I susceptible to that? Sanity?
Whim?
To sanity?
Not necessarily sanity. It's just you're going to see some stuff that I'm going to have to explain. Would you like to? No or yes?
Kane apparently has not. I did roll for him.
You roll for fun.
I'd roll to see if I'd force of will.
She just says, for your sanity,
Yeah.
do not look left and right.
Are we gonna go insane if we do it?
Who's to say?
Yeah, who knows?
I'm going
Maybe.
to
Fair.
I'm just going to like pop my eye out and have it look.
So Scott looks to
Yeah,
the
he
right.
does.
Scott, roll a d6
D6.
as you pass 6 doors.
Do you want all of us to?
Are you looking the other way?
Are you looking?
Well, I'm
I
gonna.
will.
1. Okay.
I'm gonna not fully look, but just kind of try and
Side
glance.
eye?
Yeah, kind of side eye, just kind of see if.
That's what I'm
there's-
gonna do too.
Yeah,
I'm also gonna side eye.
So you're going to look, yes or no?
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. Roll a d6.
Kane is soon enough already.
6. Net 6.
6,
5.
5. Okay. I'll start with Scott, and then we'll go to 5, then we'll go to 6.
Cool.
Okay, Scott. You pass the immediate door, first door. You're just immediately like, I have to know. And you look.
Logically,
Logically asking that.
So, have you ever seen, like, I don't know exactly what they call it, but I think it's called elephant toothpaste, where
yeah.
you pour it in sort of a beaker and then big thing. Okay. There's a person laying back. They're sort of in a waterboarding type position, and their face is being held downward, their forehead to a metal rod that is held into the ground, leaving their mouth agape. As you see, they pour some sort of a substance, and you see what would turn it off now if you need to not, but basically what would be a flesh-colored elephant toothpaste emerge from their mouth.
Ooh.
And then
Yummy.
a person steps in front of the way as you lose the rest of the vision.
I'm really just doing math as I watch
Yeah.
it. I'm just watching
disturbing.
the arc.
5?
Yes.
5. You pass by on the left. You look, and you see on the 5th door, there is someone. What is it? Actually, what does it say? Yes, okay, good. There's somebody sitting in a chair, and they sort of flicker for a second. And then you see someone at the clipboard to their right. Is obviously the second thing that caught your attention, and the person to the right kind of makes a note, and then that person in the center flickers again, and then the person looks up, looks down, and you looked at their clipboard as you're kind of processing what they're looking at, and they rewrite down what they just wrote in the same spot they just wrote it, almost perfectly in sync.
Interesting.
Number 6. You look to the right, and the room is totally black. and then you see like lightning kind of like moving about the space. And within that lightning, you see like a face. As each flicker flash, you see like skin that is blue and a face. Long, pulled back white hair. And it just... And then the room goes dark again. As you get to the last doorway, she swipes again. You guys enter this large circular room. In the center of this room is a bed. Is a bed with straps to the side and an array of several tables and tools. You see robotic arms extending from the ceiling. You recognize you're in the center of this facility, the only space that is what you thought was a pillar holding the building up because you could see most of its glass, but this is an entirely windowless space, the tornado room, if you will.
Right.
But maybe hidden off something more.
So, kind of like a surgical theater?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, like 3
tiers.
Ascending platforms.
Right, okay. Gotcha.
She enters the room, turns around, and says, "So, who peeked? Any questions?"
What?
I'm only interested in the scientific mind, those who cannot control themselves, who must know more.
Well, in that case, did I see a repeating chronological event? I believe it was room 5, maybe?
Yes, room 5. We have discovered an individual through contact with the inner gap can repeat moments of their existence. We are unable to ascertain within close proximity how they do it, but those within a cloud of about 30 feet are subject to its Chronos-type effects.
Interesting. Are they in control of this, or is it a uncontrollable event?
Seems to be uncontrollable.
Interesting. So how do you get people in and out of the room, or are they able to... Is it a constant repeat, or is it a limited number of times that they repeat a moment?
As of now, I'm not exactly sure. I'm not the head of that research.
Okay. Interesting.
What's going on with the person made of lightning?
Oh, sorry. Lightning? Yes. It seems that those with extreme contact with the inner gap can sometimes push themselves beyond time in that context. Unable to keep their atoms tied together, they're constantly on the flux between a hyperpositive and hypernegative state, resulting in a lightning-like effect.
Interesting.
Yes, I have a question. Do you have all the proper paperwork to be murdering test subjects in this facility?
I'm not sure I understand the question. Why would you assume that there's murder going on in the medical center?
It did not seem as if the patient survived in the door that I looked in, door number 1.
Door number 1. Oh, that person has extreme healing due to extended contact with the inner gap. You would have likely seen that individual, whatever tests they were running, immediately heal from said injury.
In that case, do you have the proper paperwork to perform torture on your subjects? Did he
All
sign
of
a
our
consent
test
form? Is what I'm
subjects are
asking.
indeed willing, yes.
Okay.
He would have been made fully aware of the procedure prior to its engagement.
Understood.
And what is your end goal with all these? Obviously, research for the sake of research is honorable and all of that, but are you trying to help these individuals, or are you trying to profit from them?
We call them anomalies. Strange interactions with the inner gap have led to extended issues. We were going to present it to the board, but, with the arrival of patient 0, we've postponed.
And I'm going to make the assumption that patient 0 is our friend over here, Mr. Kane.
I'm not sure even he realizes how important he is to science.
What do you want with Kane?
To run some tests.
Did he sign a consent form?
Based on the tests we've seen, does he really want to go through these tests?
Or maybe we should ask Kane. Kane, what do you think?
I don't know. What's the... What do I stand to gain? What do I stand to lose?
Be sure to sign a consent form so that you would have
would you
legal
be more-
recourse.
Would you be more comfortable in a biotech incubator?
Do I know what that means? Just automatically?
No.
Do I know what that means?
No.
Okay.
Neither of your expertises. I would say that's above your pay grade.
Right. I mean, yeah, my expertise is not in medicine also.
No, if you're proficient in medicine, I'll let you roll at a DC 25.
I'm not. Nope.
Do you have a data pad with cursory information that I might learn? That I could see for a minute?
Sure. I suppose. Yeah. And she literally just walks over to a nearby table, grabs the data pad, and hands it to you.
All right.
Make an investigation check. While he does that, the DC, by the way, actually, no, this is not a DC moment. This is a how much do you glean? Because it is just reading.
Yeah, 20.
Nat 20. What would the total have been? Curious.
For investigation?
Yeah.
22.
Wow. So, yeah, Solaria has been in operation for a while. Nina Solaria is the third of her kind. The third of her, the third Solaria.
Third generation.
Yes, but she is indeed the first woman, and she took things to new heights. She went from a relatively money-minded operation to an incredibly lucrative operation beyond what the first two founders would have even comprehended. She took this place and made it into the premier center for medical research, and then immediately discarded all of their profitable stuff after she made a certain amount of revenue. That certain amount of revenue enables her a certain degree of confidentiality. As you could continue to pursue through the data pad, you come across patient 0, the beginning of the anomaly scenario, right? Several years back, redacted. But you come across Kane Carson in the middle of those black lines, the only thing that is no longer blacked out. You get to the end and you see the word superpower, and that's it.
Are they watching me closely or have they moved on to other
I would say if
conversation?
you were going to plug yourself into the data pad, which is my assumption, you would be noticed regardless of sleight of hand.
Oh, regardless of slide.
Yeah, because it's sort of a
The data pad would notice you.
it's a data pad. I don't know what your intention is long term, but I will say if you'd like to be getting access beyond the redacted, that is going to be something that you are making the conscious decision to break in. I will let you automatically do it, but you will do it with the potential ramifications of being automatically made aware. Whether it be the system that you're inquiring or to Nina witnessing
You
the
breaking
act.
in. Yeah.
Would you mind if I held on to this for further reference as we go throughout our tour?
I don't think we're going to be making a tour. However, yes, you can hold on to it until you leave the facility.
Thank you.
How long would it take you to make it bug?
I ask quietly. But
Okay, sure.
Make what?
You're the only 5 in the room.
Yeah.
So that's like, you sort of just like, and she's like, huh?
Doesn't concern you. I'm asking him.
Fair.
What was that you were saying about the who now?
Yes, the center kind of space is like a very nice cylinder. You see there's like a spot in the top for something at the top to come down. And she gestures upward and says, let me look down here. She says, I could pull down the biotech incubator if you'd like to be in a submerged space, similar to like Luke Skywalker in Hoth when he's like
the back of the tank,
recovering
yeah.
from his injuries.
Yeah.
Or a similar like a Green Goblin-esque space that would hold fluid and you would be residing within.
I'll like glance back at you guys. Like,
Kane, we...
Or we could just lay you down in the center and perform tests as you're ready.
Is that the one with the straps?
Yeah, you do not have to be strapped in. I just want to see how much power you're generating.
Oh,
Well,
guess I could do that.
Kane, we have your back. We're here for you.
I'm not afraid to shoot someone if you want.
Let's not go that far quite yet.
Thanks.
It's true.
Thanks, Ewan. That really means
Miss
something.
Solaria has not given us any reason necessarily to mistrust her. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. I'm trusting her until it's a bad idea.
No, but we did murder the last eccentric genius who tried to kill us.
My point exactly.
You say it out loud?
Yes.
This whole conversation's out loud. Okay.
All right,
I understand.
I guess I'll get in the tube thing.
Thank you. Wow. Okay. And she
How do I
literally
feel?
she looks over at you and says, "May I please have the data pad?"
I hand it back.
She takes it. She clicks out a little pen on the side, and then scrolls, and then finds some access, and then essentially holds out and this little data pad that will, UPS sign your life away here. And she basically says, essentially, this is just should you die in the procedure, we will compensate your family.
I'm definitely gonna roll inside on that.
Jeffthor never answered my question.
Yeah, for sure. DC 11.
Well, I already beat that. Let's see, 13
By 5?
plus 2 plus wisdom. Yeah, 17.
Okay. I'm going to let you control the fiction for a hot sec. Is she hiding something from you, or is that what this is? You're going to make the decision.
I'm gonna say that's what this is.
She is hiding something from you.
No, that's what this is. What?
I'm asking.
Which one was the no?
I'm asking, is she hiding something from you or no?
No.
So she's not hiding something from you. This is
Yes.
a genuine, kind person delivering you this information.
Well, I mean, at least in this instance.
Okay. So
Would you like me to read the document? I can scan legal documents approximately 5,000 times faster than a normal
I hand
human.
it to him.
you do. You find no malintent. She even has
loopholes.
not permitted. This is not to be signed over to medical journals. This is not to be entered into a research paper. This is purely for dedicating the advancing of medical science. This is just this test. The record of its completion will be destroyed. Should he live?
The document appears to be sound from a legal perspective. You should be
Trust
protected.
Scott. I'll sign.
You sign.
I'm Scott, your lawyer now.
Scott the lawyer.
Jeffthor never answered my question about making a bug.
No, he did not.
No, well, because of what I said earlier, at the time I would have just looked at you and just shook my head.
If that.
Yeah.
So
I don't trust her.
she walks over and she says, "Hold your footing." So you stand in the center of this space, and she says, "Would you prefer the incubator, or would you like to lie down?"
Whichever one's easiest. I don't care.
So she says, "Please sit here." You lie down, and she just looks up, and as she looks up, the floor just rises where she's standing, a full circle around. Is anybody else standing at a similar radius from the center?
Yeah.
So you
yeah,
you also rise up on this platform as it goes to the ceiling. She grabs a wire connected to it is like a long needle and like a sort of a screwdriver is what it looks like attached to a tube. As she pulls it down, she puts it into your forearm the wrong way, so it's going towards your hand rather than towards your bicep. And as it goes in, she goes up to the other side. You all rise. She says, "Excuse me," and then pulls down the other and goes into the other forearm. Sorry for the body horror. And as you kind of lay on your back, she says, "If you don't mind, excuse me, yes, can you go over to that wall and flip the switch, please?"
Who's you?
Ewan.
Me.
Ewan.
I do.
There's a moment of hesitation.
Yeah.
Because
I don't.
Because he doesn't trust her.
you're going to be responsible for what occurs
Oh.
in this moment. If you'd like to
That's what he thinks.
refuse, then you don't. But otherwise, whatever happens in the next half hour of real life time is because you flipped this switch.
Rest your soul.
No.
You don't flip it?
No.
Okay.
I don't trust her.
So you go over to the wall and you do nothing. Or do you not even move?
I don't even move. I just flat out tell her no.
You.
Gonna say no way, Jose.
Please.
Bot?
I think you're being a little bit too paranoid. I just go over there and I flick it up.
I work for the government. Nothing's paranoid.
Joe Fleur takes responsibility for what's about to occur.
In his monkey wisdom.
Hey, there's some mythology there.
Power out. Totally black room. You begin to glow, filling the space.
Reflexively.
Power flickers back on. And the power flickers back on, and then it's all red now. All the lights are red. As we are now in emergency power. You see as your body is currently the emergency power.
Oh.
And she says, you can flip the switch now.
Didn't I just flip the switch, or do you want me to flip it back?
Flip it back, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I flip it back.
And it does not come back on.
Well,
You brought him here as a battery.
No. Strangely,
At least I can be useful.
stability
So
is
sad.
key here, and I'm strange. Oh man.
Thought you were
And
sleeping.
she goes, pardon me. She walks out of the room. You see it like closes as she goes in the hallway, and she looks and she goes, and comes back in immediately.
Yeah.
She says, wonderful. This is the only room online. We need to get this power up and running right now. That wall over there. And she sort of like walks over and like kind of pries off, like she grabs like a tool of any kind and just like begins to pry off this board and just like hits the ground. And she says, this is the essentially a lightning synthesizer. I need who has an expertise in this sort of thing.
that would be me.
Wonderful. I'm not sure I understand the energy modulation display. Can you please take over?
Yes.
Why would you turn off the power everywhere?
So I go up to it and investigate. What do I see?
So the
what Kane's
sequence
saying.
here that you're seeing represents a voltage multiplier necessary to harmonize with the fluctuating current induced by lightning strikes.
Okay.
Each number is a multiplier of the ELS's base voltage and must be precisely set to prevent an overcharge or undercharge that could destabilize the entire system. You see, as you're kind of looking at this, you see his body glow and decrease in glow, and then all of a sudden a little lightning charge goes out towards Ewan. Ewan, make a dexterity saving throw. DC, what would be your attack roll? Roll an attack roll.
It's pretty good. Better than him.
11.
11.
And let's see. Magic attack roll?
You just take 3 damage.
Magic attack roll?
Yeah.
Yeah, 21.
So you take 3 damage immediately as you're struck with lightning. So the sequence reads 3, 5, 11, 23, 47, and then 91.
That wasn't on purpose.
Can you read those numbers out again?
Yeah, 3, 5, 11, 23, 47, blank, 191.
191? Or just like blank 91? Blank 191.
It's blank, 191.
Is it
Okay.
blank 182?
That's hilarious. Scott, keep in mind, this is a logic puzzle. You do have advantage on solving it. So,
I'd like to shoot another bolt of lightning.
yeah? Would you?
Just randomly at the walls.
Okay.
Sorry.
Another lightning flies out. The sequence represents voltage multipliers necessary to harmonize the fluctuating current induced by lightning strikes. Each number is a multiplier of the ELS's base voltage and must be precisely set to prevent an overcharge or undercharge that could destabilize the system.
Zane was not good in math class.
What were the numbers?
Scott's
So,
a robot, so
you must
he can do it.
interpolate the missing voltage multiplier to continue the sequence without interrupting the power flow.
All right, here we go. I'm going to attempt to solve the puzzle.
Yes, you could D&Dify this. I will say that regardless of how long it takes right now to solve this problem, I will say that Scott was instrumental in its solving.
Nice. Yeah. Do you want me to roll anything? Or?
No, this is a moment where you guys should probably talk about a real life puzzle.
What are the numbers?
All right.
Well, shit. Sorry, there's our
3,
No, it's good.
5, 11, 23, 47, blank.
All right, say that all again. I wasn't listening.
Yep.
You need to solve for blank.
Yeah. 3, 5, 11, 23, 47, blank, 191. Correct.
All right, so you have 5 minutes to solve this problem. If you do not, I will give you at the top of the episode the solution based on Scott.
Well, don't
Okay.
say that.
What do you mean? We're just gonna wait for 4 minutes. I mean, if you don't get it, I'm just gonna go. We'll see you next time. And
What's this algebra equation? What is this equation?
I'm
If
working.
this was in math class, what kind of formula would you math nerds use to solve it?
Let's see, 47 minus
all right,
23.
Scott. I'll tell you right now, Scott. Because Scott's here, the sequence involves prime numbers.
Yes, I assumed
Okay.
that much.
95. Wait, let's see, 95 plus.
Okay.
I could be wrong too. That's what's gonna be amazing is if I'm just wrong. Because Andy saying 95 makes me nervous.
No, 95 is not prime.
Yep, it's 95. The difference between 3 and 5 is 2. The difference between 5 and 6 is 2. No, it's not quite right. It doubles every time after that.
Actually, I'll tell you at the end of the episode, and then I'll say see you next week. That's what I'll do.
Oh, okay. One sec.
That's what I'll do.
This is more.
No.
This is more eighth wall breaking.
If it
I
was,
know.
if
I
it
was gonna
was
say it.
2, 5, 11, 23,
Actually,
47,
if
191.
you do solve this, like, if you pause the video and you like put it down below in his comment,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Comment down below.
No.
What's the solution to this
I'm
equation?
actually gonna be super impressed. I'm gonna be like, wow, you must be an actual engineer or like a legit person.
Yeah, I
like,
bet
this is pretty
none
cool.
of you nerds can solve this.
You're calling them out.
Yeah,
Gosh.
but if you can,
Oh.
comment down below. If you can't,
If it
comment
didn't
down
have
below.
the 3 in there, then it would be 95.
I'm saying it involves prime numbers. I'm not saying that those are all prime numbers.
I'm just saying the difference between them from 5, 11, 23, 47, 95, and 191 doubles every single time.
All right, Scott, go ahead and roll 2 dice with advantage here.
But
Scott,
the 3 doesn't make sense.
Scott,
2 dice with advantage.
Yep, an investigation check with advantage.
2 20s.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Yes.
forgot what we were doing for a
It's
second.
like, what are we doing?
All right. Okay, I'm glad it was advantage. So that is investigation.
All right.
It's probably the number of primes in between them.
I think it is. I just
17. Oh, yeah, I didn't give you the
couldn't
DC.
get it.
To me, I think that's a reasonable
Yeah,
thing.
13,
'Cause you have your
17.
logic unit. You have
The
Jove
way-
Thor's help.
The way I looked at it is 5.
Would you like me to give it away?
7, 9, 11.
0 primes, 1
3.
prime,
Let him try to solve
I
it.
love this.
11
But
is
the hard
5,
part is that like
23
2 primes,
Five.
probably
Yeah.
3 primes, so the next 4 primes, and then the number.
they
Oh,
tell
no, I
you
got
like
it
to
where-
give your
Which
players
probably
kindergarten
90
puzzles because in D&D setting, like it's just really hard to process that information.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, I have like 2 people who went to Purdue. One of them an actual engineer.
It's
and,
not 91.
like,
91's not
2 of my smartest friends.
I went into
outside of that.
trades. I'm exempt.
Oh, come on.
Well, then yeah.
All right, so
Plumber.
what if I tell you how to solve it? This is fun. So basically, you're going to follow a complex pattern involving doubling the previous term and adding or subtracting an alternating sequence of prime numbers. Determining that the number is. Give you 30 seconds.
Oh, sorry. Say that one more time.
Doubling the previous term and adding or subtracting an alternating sequence of prime numbers.
Yeah.
Again, that's why I went into trades.
Hey, man. AI is
Could be
gonna
wrong.
take your job.
I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah, no, yeah.
I hope I'm not wrong, because otherwise we just look like idiots for the last 5 minutes of this episode.
We don't for the rest of the episode?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, stop.
So
You
6
called me smart.
minus plus.
5, 4, 3,
93.
2, 1. I think it's 105. Am I wrong?
I'm mathing really quick.
Does that work?
No, it'd be 93.
105? Or am I wrong?
Minus 1. I have 93.
93 is right. I decided.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I thought it was 105. What did I do wrong?
Comment below.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Is it 105 or
Times
93?
2.
This is like one of those Facebook
Plus.
shit posts where you're like, "Oh, I need to respond." Like, no, it's just
Wait,
getting information.
So it's two times plus or minus 1, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just making.
Well, because like,
Yeah. So let's see. 3 times 2 minus 1 is 5. 5 times 2 plus 1.
But then 93
11.
doesn't work.
No, the
That
191
bounced. I'm sorry.
It should be 187, I think.
I don't know.
Unless I'm doing my math wrong.
maybe I did it wrong.
That's what I got too.
You know what? Please tell me. Please tell me in the comments. please tell me.
I like to better as 95.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You
one of those.
You just have to change the
I should have
first
just
number.
said yes when he said it.
If the first number,
Yeah.
if the first number is 2, I'd be right.
Well, I maybe have done something that you should never do. Learn from my mistakes. We'll see next time. Which is provide a real life puzzle to real life people for a real life game that you're real life watching. Thank you again for doing so, and we'll catch you next time on Roll to One.